Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled peppers. The peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? And I didn't look at nothing for that one because I got that one anyway. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast. I am one of your hosts. I go by the name of Jazz, Super Jazz,
Super
SJ,
Jazz.
as nature intended. SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And as always, I am joined by the other co-hosts of the show, the host of the show.
Oh, y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on the show. And yeah, I'm here as well. I'm good, I'm happy. Am I happy? I'm okay. I'm lukewarm. But yes.
Okay. Well, what was I going to say?
This is the Whatever We Want podcast, where
right.
we just talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may. Every Wednesday.
There you go, that works. No, it was just you talking about some, I'm happy waiting, maybe I'm not. That's why I was like, damn.
Usually,
I mean, I guess that's life, though.
True. And usually when I start off with it like, I'm happy, it's like I got a topic I'm dying to talk about, probably sports related, which isn't necessarily the case. So, as I was like, am I? No, I'm okay. I'm lukewarm. But no, overall, mood-wise, I'm fine. I am chilling like they say a villain would. Which villains aren't that chill, so I don't know why people say that. Villains are usually just fucking ready to fuck some shit up. There are occasionally your suave villains, but that's, every once in a while you get that mob boss villain that's just like, you came in here, wrecked my restaurant.
On the day of your daughter's wedding? No.
Not even the day of the daughter's wedding, but like the ones that you'll do some shit and you expect them to be mad, and they just like, okay. So you thought you was hot shit. You come in here, you shoot some bottles on the counter. You thinking what? You think I'm gonna be scared? You think I'm gonna lose my shit? Let me tell you something. There's more money in my left pocket than you've ever made in your life. Okay? I got 5 people outside ready to shoot you. I got da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh, I fucked up. You get your ass out of my face and don't you come in here ever again. Then he goes out and they shoot him anyway. I was like, he goes out and they shoot him anyway. Don't fuck with my restaurant. Go find out who his family is. Send each of them a piece of the body. Damn.
Are you surprising yourself with this imaginary scenario that you just created, with how ruthless the villain that somehow popped out of your head?
No, that was the other characters. Like, damn.
I thought that was you reacting to what you just said about how ruthless the villain was.
That's how that goes.
So what was I gonna say? So guess what I did last night?
What you did?
Last second, apparently. Sometime late last night, I don't know when, I get off work. I went to see some friends in a play, right before like it was the last time I could see it, so I wanted to make sure I caught it. So I go see it. I see it. Great fucking show. I see the show. It was really, really good. Had a good time. I made sure I stood up. I was like, if I'm the only one standing, thankfully I wasn't the only one standing, but that's how good it was. So standing ovation, all that goodness. Say all my, my hellos, how are you, my I love you, give hugs, all that shit. Go home. I think I stopped somewhere, got a little bit of food. Yeah, I stopped somewhere, got a little bit of food. I go home. Everything is, hunky dory, as one might say. And then at some point, I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm eating some food that I had, chilling, doing, whatnot. And at some point, I reached down and I grabbed something out of my pants pocket. I think it was my cell phone, maybe. And I'm like, wait a minute. Normally, I have 4 cards in my pocket. I only have 2. And the four cards I normally have: ID, library card, credit card, debit card. The two cards that were in my pocket was my ID and my library card.
Mm-mm.
So somewhere in the somewheres of wherever I was traveling, and today I spent time retracing my steps trying to find it to no avail. I lost my means of paying in any fucking capacity. I lost my debit and my credit card last night at some point. I don't know where the hell I lost the shit.
Oh shit!
I went
You
back
you
to the
called you called the lost and stolen card peeps, right?
well, you can do it digitally on your mobile app on your phone, so I did that.
I'm gonna say you've done it digitally on your mobile app phone for the stolen lost debit card
Yeah.
piece.
I got a new card that's supposed to be coming soon, and then a new debit supposed to be coming, and then the credit card I think they said takes a little bit longer, but both of them have been ordered. But it's just the whole thing of like shit, and then they don't give you temporary like physical cards anymore. They haven't done that for like some years now, because I knew that because like a year or two ago when I had lost my card last time and had to get a new one. And I was like, y'all don't do that. And they were like, yeah, we ain't done it in a while. So they do this new thing where you got to do it digitally on your phone, and then you can like hover your phone over the tap to pay shit. But my phone is still kind of old now by like maybe 2 3 years whatever. But my phone is old, so my phone doesn't do tap to pay. So I'm not going to be able to buy anything unless I either go to the bank and get money, or I got to wait until the damn card comes. So I get to, but they do have it where on the mobile app on your phone you can see the cards that you ordered, and it tells you the card number, the expiration date, month, year, and the 3-digit security code. It tells you all that on the card. It's like, we're gonna send you a text message, send it the authorization, we'll show you how the card is. So I just came from Walmart right before we sat down to record this shit today. I go to Walmart and I got probably $70, $80 worth of shit, and then couldn't buy it because Walmart doesn't do manual card entry without the physical card being present. Which I was like, how long have you not done that? And the cashier was like, baby, we ain't done that for years. I was like, oh shit. I understand why they don't do it, because identity theft is a real thing, and then taking somebody's card info without the physical card is an easy ass way that, like, let's say I'm at work, somebody left their car sitting out for whatever reason, I could just look real quick, see that info, or take a picture of the info, go somewhere else, say my name is, Fred, Roberts or some
Mm-hmm.
shit, and then fucking pretend to be him and whatever. I get it. It was just like, yeah, I didn't know they could do that, so I ain't gonna be able to really get on it until tomorrow to be able to buy a case of probably anything. And
Damn.
it was upsetting too, because I went, man. I had all the like, uh, uh, all the bachelor pad staples. Like I went, I had some steak I was gonna make tonight. I had some
Nice.
cereal. I
Yeah.
bought some milk to go with the shit. I had some chips. I was like, they had some cinnamon brioche bread. I had some tea. I was like, yes, let's go. And
Steak and cereal, steak and cereal, cereal and milk, cereal and milk. Anyway,
why did you change it to cereal and milk, but you
because
started with
cereal
steak
and
and cereal?
because you also got milk there,
Okay, 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 okay. I challenged you, and you rose to the challenge.
and
Okay.
cereal and milk's from the thing I was referencing.
I know what cereal and milk is. I know that. I
That's
know what
all.
cereal and milk is. I was just like, why did you start off steak and cereal and then suddenly change it to the original shit? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just one of those things where it's like it's upsetting. It's like when you get a speeding ticket. It's like when you get a speeding ticket and you have the means to pay it. It's like in the moment and for a while after, it just kind of brings your mood down and you upset. but shortly afterwards, you like it is, you know. So it's one of them things where it's like today I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Ain't this a motherfucker? But tomorrow I'm just gonna go to the bank, give them my ID because you can get money that way. Take out some money and walk around with that for a while. Hopefully, it won't be a repeat of last time though. Like I said a few years ago, I had a debit card that I had like I think it had got damaged or lost or some shit, so I had to get a new one. And it took like a few months before I finally got my damn card because something was happening with the fucking mail. And I went to my the headquarters for my landlord with the realty company, and they were like, "Yeah, blah blah. We're looking. Nothing's come here. This is that." I went to the fucking post office, and even like the headquarters of the post office. We haven't gotten anything. The mail should be coming. This is that.
Oh
Everything.
my
Blah blah
god.
blah. And then I went to the fucking bank. So because I remember Ibn said I was a big bro. Ibn was like, "You talking to people?" I was like, "I talked to the three fucking people I should talk to. The fucking people that run the apartment, the post office, and the bank." And all three of them were like, "Nothing out of the ordinary is coming. The mail should be coming. Blah 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 blah. Do 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 do." I think what was happening was something was getting lost in translation with the mail carrier taking the mail to the wrong address,
Oh
or
my
them not
god.
having it, or them not having enough people, because the people in my place so far, not gonna wood if I was superstitious, but the people so far in my place, they like don't take anybody's packages or anybody's mail. And I got a mailbox that I have a key to anyway. So it wasn't like nobody in my place was taking my damn car. And then how they gonna activate the shit? So but it was just like, that was annoying. It was a few months of my last card. So I hope that's it. But anyway, all that being said, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Um,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
but that's why, aside from me wanting to have some type of meat or something to eat tonight, that's why you always make sure, I'm a big believer, you make sure that you have some non-perishable, easy to eat, cheap food that you can have at any time because you never know what might happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some canned goods, and I got some instant rice. I got cream of wheat, pancake mix. I can make something tonight. I just wanted something meaty, but if I really want something, I could probably go fucking deliver to people. So it's always the bright side. Anyway, anyway,
True. Hey, I'm low on money as well lately. Through all the travel of the past month, so I get it.
it,
I
it took a
have
little
some
bit of a
not. I
toll on
have
your
some.
pocket.
Yeah, I have some of. I have a couple of those non-perishables. We're running low. It's okay though. I'll be good. I'm back to working. Get the money back. La da da da. Wait till I get my money correct. Uh, I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No, I was
Nuh-uh,
laughing
you
because you
can't
said get
tell
my.
me nothing. I dropped my phone.
That was good. That was good.
But no. So
Fuck you,
yeah.
but that was no. Anyway, what you gonna say, bro?
So, are you familiar with this fucking stupid ass TikTok NPC trend going on?
This is something that you were talking about before we recorded. I don't know what is
I
this.
wasn't sure if we mentioned this last week. I feel like I
I don't
did.
believe we did.
So, there's a trend going on TikTok now, started by one individual lady who I don't know her name, but she just kind of sat there pretending to be an NPC from like a game or something. And every time somebody donates money to her, they donate it via emotes. I don't know what the conversion rate is or anything like that, but based on the emote that they donated to for her to see, she responds with the exact same response every time. So ice cream comes up. She's like, "Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Up balloon, balloon," and just has this for like a bunch of different things that pop up. and people just keep throwing money at her to do it. So she's just sitting there like, gang, gang, gang. Thanks for this. Ice cream's so good. Balloon, ice cream's so
So she's
good.
just
Ice cream's
sitting
so
in
good.
her,
And she
she's
just,
sitting in her room, like a room like this, just sitting in her room.
one of the times, because I saw Penguin Zero, Moist Critical, whatever you want to call him. I saw
Or,
Charlie. He's a YouTube personality. He was doing a video about it. She had like a curling iron, or not a curling iron. Let me act like I've lived with women before. It's the like press that you use to press their hair flat thing. You know what I'm talking about? It's heated.
that's a curling iron, isn't it?
Well, the curling iron
Straightening
is
iron.
the curling iron is like a rod with a clamp, and you use it to
No, you're
curl.
right. You're right.
The
You're right.
press is
You're
the
right.
clampy.
You're right.
That.
What they say, I'm talking about both of us is what I'm about to say. Tell me that you haven't had a lot of girlfriends without telling me you haven't had a lot of girlfriends. I'm talking about me and you. I'm including myself.
The clampy thing. So yeah, she has like one of those with like, and she puts like a single unpopped kernel of popcorn and like pops one of those at a time. I guess so. There's something else for the people to look at and going on, and she's just so. And she barely breaks character. She does it for like 3 or 4 hours a day. Makes like $7,000 a day.
Yeah, get it how you live, baby. What the
And
fuck?
so a bunch of other people clearly started
They
doing
trying to
this.
cash in on that tree.
But it's so. And again, I said stupid ass NPC trend. Let me say, I get it. If people are throwing money out there, go make your money. I have long said one of the main things that stops people from making money in this country is a sense of dignity. How what you see as below or beneath yourself, or how you want to be seen, will determine how much money you can make at the end of the day. When you don't give a fuck about how
That's
you look,
actually a
as long as
fair.
you get that bag, the opportunities are out there. Some people will be like, I want the bag, but I ain't trying to do this.
That's actually a really powerful statement though, because it's so true. Is one thing that makes some people not do certain shit to get money that probably could use doing whatever the work is because of a certain sense of dignity or what you perceive that to
Yeah,
be
that's what I
as
said.
far
A
as like
self-imposed sense of dignity, like whatever you think is
no,
below
that's
or
that.
beneath you to do or be seen doing, you're not going to do, even if no matter how much money it's making you. So that's why. That's what I meant by that. And so to them, cool. If you want to be seen that way, that's cool. At the same time, I wouldn't do it because I feel like it looks stupid.
I was
Now,
just about to say, what's up with Geo Toppy's Twitch becoming this like sudden, NPC shit? What's going on?
nah, it
Like,
looks stupid. I have more dignity than that.
no,
I say it. It's
I
a
know,
joke.
I know, I know. I was gonna breeze by it because I know you, but you need to clarify for the audience.
Yeah.
I knew you didn't mean this shit. What was I gonna say? No, what you need to do, right? You need to open a burner account, and you need to like wear some sunglasses or some mask, and then do it on there, and that way nobody will know it's you. And then on Geo Tavi, you still do the streaming with the games and whatever the fuck else, but you do the other thing, and that way you whore yourself out for making this money for some shit that you fucking think that is dumb.
Now
But yeah,
yeah, like I said, that would
clearly
be
I'm
the
joking.
only way. I was thinking about that earlier. Like, that'd be the only way I did it is if I wore a mask and did it. But then again, I have this weird thing where even I know, or even me knowing what's going on is a little too much.
Honestly, like I said, I'm joking about what I said as far as doing that, but having a certain sense of like your own, dignity and like if I do this, I won't like it. Even like that's good. That's a good thing because it means that you're not gonna do shit because you can get away with it. That is against what you genuinely wouldn't do. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So
Like, But you're an actor, can't you just? Yeah,
Don't mean you could. Don't mean you should. Don't mean you want to.
yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda don't mean the same thing. That's why they're all three different words. Yeah,
Don't get mad if woulda, coulda was with him.
but
If woulda,
yeah,
coulda was
but
with him,
that
woulda, coulda, woulda continued living.
exactly.
That was that battle rapper with the one nigga thing too.
It was okay. That sounds like
That
some
was
shit.
that was in the
Old
same.
Solo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you finish saying whatever you saying, and then we'll probably tell everybody about old Solo.
They know it was O Solo versus what Swervenificent or something. What was the other guy's name?
What? I think that's what you said last time we brought it up on the podcast. No, Sever.
Swave Seven. I didn't say
Swervenificent.
I didn't say Swervenificent last time.
No, but you said something. You said something probably along the lines. Swervenificent. I know we've talked. I know we brought up the old Solo battle several times on this like periodic episodes.
Swervenificent. The fuck kind
but
of
I mean,
name?
I can't say like where'd you get that name because battle rap has a lot of crazy ass names. So. And I mean, you got some legends, big ass names and stars with like names that are like okay, like like you got Daylight, but it's Daylyt. You know, you got a dude named New Jersey Twerk, but it's Twork because apparently
he's always going to work.
Yeah, street shit on the East Coast when you put your pork in, you know, you put in your work, you're doing it, you know, whatever. So yeah. But I was like Shotgun Suge, you know, SUGE.
Mm-hmm.
And these are like big names.
Well, I mean Suge Knight, so you could be Shotgun right. Suge.
D.I. the Henny Man.
I'm sorry?
D.I. the Henny Man.
The Henny as in Hennessy?
Yeah.
Okay. At first I thought you said Hemi Man, and I was like,
Hemi as in driving the truck and shit.
No, not even as in like I am him. Like when people were calling Jimmy Butler Hemi Butler, Hemi Butler or Hemi Buckets and all that shit. I thought that he said D.I. the Hemi Man, and I was like, the Hemi Man, what? But because it's not the same as like taking Jimmy and just changing the J to an H.
Well,
so that's why I was confused. But you said Henny, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he likes him some Hennessy.
This is one battle rapper, Easy the Block Captain, and
Easy the Block Caption.
Easy the Block Captain.
Oh, okay.
Captain.
Yeah, Captain of the Block.
Right, and he called himself the Block Captain because he was on the block, you know, and he was running shit. That's what he said. But he put out an album and he called it Himothy.
Himothy, so. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different versions of him recently. Just looking at random shit on the internet. I'm Himothy. I'm Hemi Neutron. Oh shit, there was one Hemi Turner. I've seen that one as well. Shit like that. When it was like, I'm Hemi Neutron. Oh, you Hemi Neutron? Oh, no, I'm Hemi Turner. Oh, you Hemi Turner? I'm Hemi Neutron, bitch. What the fuck is going on with my monitor? Yeah, so yeah, Hemi Neutron, bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway.
Everything is all, yeah. But I mean, because that's the thing in rap, not just like battle rap, but I guess battle rap even more so because it's about claiming like who you are. But just rap in general, everything is like I'm him, or like when it comes to like basketball or whatever,
yeah,
like, I'm him.
I'm that.
Like
dude.
I'm that dude. Yeah, I'm the king. I'm the one at the top of the hill that you need to knock off.
I've used it a few times on the other show. This guy hasn't seen referring to that kind of archetype of characters and like how obsessed I am with those kind of characters where that dude is just. They're just hymns of their like universe. Like, oh, that's just that dude. You just can't fuck with him.
Some people are unfuckable.
John Wick is a hymn, for instance.
I need to see. I might.
You haven't seen any of them, have you?
I know, and not on purpose. I just, you know, some movies just miss you. Like you just don't see them because whatever. I need to fucking see some John. when my fucking mom, not that my mom is up, because honestly, mom, you know my mom was actually pretty fucking plugged in to a lot of shit. But when my mom, some like a few years ago, when we sitting up looking at like what movie we gonna watch because we watch movies together sometimes,
Used to
and
have a
we
show
passing
about it.
through, we did for a minute, right? Mama and me at the movie. But we scrolling through and we passed by and she goes, John Wick. Because he had already been caught up in the fucking series and I hadn't seen a fucking lick of this shit. Yeah, okay. Now I need to see some John Wick. What movie have you seen recently?
Um,
Like any good shit? You, well, let's do this. Let's do this. Have you seen any recent in theater movies? And then after that, we can talk about a movie that you have like just seen. Period. That might not be for a TGHS because obviously that.
the most recent movie I've seen in the theaters is John Wick 4. Uh,
Damn, that was that last year or was that 2 years ago?
like 2 months ago, maybe?
I thought John Wick 4 came out last year.
No? Early
You you
this year.
honestly you honestly
It probably
like
came out early this year.
I believe you. It's just
I've seen something this year. If it wasn't John Wick 4, it was something else that was
because
recent.
we talked about last time with me the last most recent movie I saw was
March
it did come out this year.
24th. Release date March 24th.
Times move very quick, and it seems like ever since 2020 and COVID and all this shit, time is moving like shit is blurring together even more. So
Mm-hmm. But
anyway,
yeah,
damn.
that's the most recent movie I went to the theater for. Um the most recent thing I saw that was a new experience for me was The Raid 2. If you've seen The Raid Redemption, which by the way, this guy hasn't seen episode is about,
Shout out to
it
Bill.
has a sequel, The Raid 2, which we're covering next week. So, uh, and that I
But
hadn't
what
seen until I saw it, or when I see it, I saw it. We record those like a little bit in advance. Nah,
what's the most recent thing that you've seen that probably doesn't pertain to what you're watching for this guy? Or
uh,
is that just like non-existent no more because that's what you do?
you mean movie wise?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna say what you said, like it's not because now when I do look at some movies, I do look at them with, even if I'm not gonna suggest it that week or it hasn't been suggested to me, for me that week. Sometimes I do go, oh hey, I might have talked about this with Bill. Neither of us had seen it, and I may have made a note to check it out. So I saw a movie or two on the plane rides while we
Okay.
were flying. I know technically I did that for 47 Ronin because I had been meaning to watch that for a while, which we covered a couple weeks ago. And then I watched another movie this past trip a couple weeks ago that I'm thinking about recommending later.
Oh, okay. So you that's why I was saying like you probably now when it comes to movies that you haven't seen, you probably don't necessarily watch it without thinking of it, like you just did in terms of the show. So I get that. That's why I was just wondering, like, what have you seen that you
Now,
weren't thinking before this guy hasn't seen at all? But it's probably now it's because it's like this is what you do.
and now there are times where I'll watch like anime and stuff on the side, which while we did look into, and while I have recommended an anime or two for this guy hasn't seen, I usually don't because they're usually more long form and just also I may or may not think Bill would be into them.
I was just about to say something tells me that Bill's not big. Like he's open, but he's not a big anime type.
he's bigger on anime than most people who say they're not big on anime. That said, he does say he's not big on anime. But it's one of those things
Okay.
like, I'm not big on anime. Well, have you seen this? Yeah. Have you seen this? Yeah. Have you seen this? Like, you try to give him the starter kit, the hasn't seen it, doesn't, the I don't watch anime starter kit. Like, here's some
Uh,
series for people who claim they don't watch anime and seen it. So that was one of the other things when we first started that I was like, wait, that was supposed to be my go-to. I can just pull something out. But there are series, there are suggestions that are still possible. It's just, would they be in Bill's cup of tea? Yes or no? May or may not take a chance with one of them. That's kind of maybe gonna work, but we'll see what happens. Um, but other than that, I've watched other shows that and got caught up on shows that he had even seen already anyway, like Attack on
oh,
Titan. I watched that
okay.
all the way through. And technically, it has one last final part, but I read the manga to see what happens because I'm like, I'm not waiting till November to figure this out. Uh, and then I saw it and I was like, okay. And then I saw something else that happened and I was like, oh, this story was very well written. Um, then it's just been rewatching shit for the most part and playing
I
video games.
I need to watch the last season of Wu Tang and American Soccer. I need to watch the last season of that shit. I don't know if you ever started watching it. It's a pretty good watch. The biggest knock on the series is the main character who's playing the RZA. Because if you know Wu Tang Clan, the RZA was he's one of the
RCA.
rappers. Yeah, RZA, and he also produced all the beats for everybody and shit. And so the RZA is like the main executive producer for the show and shit. So the dude playing young RZA, the biggest knock on the show is he's the main he was the young kid in Moonlight when they were growing up. So he's a good actor, but he doesn't sound anything like RZA. Like he doesn't sound shit like that. And it's one of the things where it's like if you can look past the fact that this is what we're gonna get, because the rest of the acting and the way that it's portrayed and all the other shit is really good. You just have to look at he's not gonna sound like him. If you can get past that, then you good. But you got to be able to get past that because that's something that when I saw people talking about it, the people online were talking about it, and that was the main thing that they were saying was like it was like yeah, he's not that because RZA he's from New York, he's based in Staten Island, so he got a thick New York accent, and it's very like hey, what the what they talk with the New York, and I can't even do it, but you know what I mean. The real New York, it's real low and it's heavy and it's kind of like staccato and like assertive, like dude, this dude is real scratchy and talking kind of like this. So it is not the same at all. I'm not even joking. That is not an exaggeration. It is so far different. Like, yeah,
Hey,
I just
I'm the
want to say,
RZA. Coming to
it's
get
like,
you.
and obviously I don't sound exactly like RZA. I don't sound exactly like the guy, but that's the ballpark of where we're at with this shit. And it's one of the things where it's like he's because RZA had a 5 year plan of how they could all get famous, which clearly works. But he was like, so just give me 5 years of your life, and we gonna get through this. And it's like, what are we doing, man? But I mean, that's the show I need to watch. Um, like I said, and it's cool seeing them recreate some moments from like uh they recreate music videos like classic Wu Tang music videos, but they recreate it with the actors that they have in the show and recreate those moments and shit like that. And then you just tell the story and whatnot. And they only it's a mini series, so they only have 3 seasons. So the last season left off, which is like anybody that knows Wu Tang Clan, some of the not the like first or second or whatever, but some of the original albums that RZA was doing, solo albums for some of the artist after they branched off from the first album that they made together. He had a flood in his house in the basement, and it destroyed a lot of the music that he was working on and like a lot of the beats and shit like that. So he lost a lot of the original music that he was supposed to make for some people, and it delayed some projects, and he had to rework and make different beats and like different sounds for a lot of different for like some of the artists that were gonna come out. Inspector Deck is one of the people who like famously got kind of like fucked for whatever because it delayed the project. And I say fucked like not fucked it in off, but it fucked him up because it delayed the project and apparently, from what they say, and we'll never know, the original idea and how the album was going was apparently like so like gonna blow your mind. Would have made Inspector Deck a household name and all this shit, but they had to kind of rework it and put it out how they could. It made them more underground and shit. Because I think the first solo album that broke was Method Man with the cow.
The cow.
Taking into yeah. Oh, you heard it. Yeah, you heard her say that.
Cow.
The cow, the cow. Taking into consideration all lives, which is apparently what that means. But yeah, it was him. Then Only Built for Cuban Links, which I Need to Hear by Raekwon, which is supposed to be a classic. Shit like that. Return to the 36 Chambers with Old Dirty Bastard. So yeah. Anyway, I could keep talking about that.
Motherfucker, baby, I got your money. He's
dead. Is there yeah, rest in peace, is there any rappers for real that have as much personality as Old Dirty Bastard?
Now, I wasn't as familiar with Old Dirty. I like Wu-Tang. Everything I've heard of Wu-Tang, I've liked. To call myself a Wu-Tang fan would be disingenuous. I don't know, like, when you were complaining about the guy not sounding like RZA, I was gonna be like, I don't know what RZA sounds like. If he played a RZA song, I'd be like, oh shit, that's right. That's okay. I probably heard this. But it's not like, oh, this dude don't sound like Tupac and he playing Tupac. Everybody knows what Tupac sound like, or Biggie. But
hard to not know them, right?
Yeah, so Old Dirty Bastard, he definitely had a lot of personality. Me, I was always a Mystical.
Mystical is a good shout. Now, obviously, Mystical is kind of persona non grata right now.
Well, Mystical's a good shout. This is what we're talking about, personality.
I'm just talking.
You didn't say that anybody have as clean a record as Old Dirty Bastard. With a name like Old Dirty Bastard, I'm not sure how clean this record is, but I also don't know, so I'm not going to besmirch the man. He probably was a clean person. Anyway. Yeah.
Mystical is a good shout. Yeah, for real.
Danger. He cracked me up.
Danger. That's the one thing, like I said, that I think that's the one thing I always say that makes anybody, not just rap, but just music in general. That's what makes you stand out. Mm-hmm. When you don't sound like anybody else at all. And Mystical didn't sound like nobody else.
DMX
didn't sound like nobody else. Did like Michael? Like I said, not just music in general. Michael Jackson didn't sound like nobody else. Elton John didn't sound like nobody else. You know, Prince. So like all this, Prince didn't sound like nobody. People try to sound like Prince, goddamn it. And the thing that fucked me up with Prince, when I first heard Prince talk. And I was like, what the fuck?
How deep his voice actually is.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell?
You don't have to be beautiful. That is, yes, I was so
I was like, what the fuck?
Yes.
He sounds like that the whole time?
I had 5 women over this weekend. What of it?
Right.
And yes, and some of them were lower class. As I said in the song, you don't have to be rich to be my girl.
That's the thing that fucked that fuck every dude up with Prince too. That's the thing that fucked every dude up with Prince too. Was it was just like, hey, live how you want to live, but it was just like the dude that, like you said, the dude that looks the most feminine, getting all the ladies. Man, Prince was on point when it came to that shit. That was the most playerish dude, man.
Indeed. Winner blouses.
He will,
That's Charlie Murphy's story about playing the
yeah,
basketball game.
he will forever be immortalized for several things, but that'll definitely be one of them.
Prince too.
That fucking. No, I was talking about Prince.
I know. I had just mentioned the Charlie Murphy story. You're like, yeah, he'll be forever immortalized. I'm like, yeah, Prince too.
That's funny. What was I gonna say?
No, Prince was cool. A lot of people were unique sounding. That's what you were talking about.
I go ahead.
No, you do you.
I didn't have anything to necessarily say, but you go ahead and say what you have to say.
Okay. I was just gonna try to segue into something else if we didn't have anything else to say.
Ahead.
So I don't know what
Then
to
go
segue
ahead.
into now. I've got thrown off. Segue. All right, I know what I want to do. I want to rant about people on Twitter, or X, as it's called now, or is supposed to be called soon. Oh, you didn't hear about that. So before I talk about the people, let's talk about the guy in charge. So, I'm going to call the man Elon Musk.
What the fuck you gotta call him? Moulin Rouge or something?
Probably. Moulin Rouge was coming out here.
Moulin Musk.
Mulan-esque. No. Elon Musk has decided he's rebranding Twitter. Twitter has become a name associated with undesirable things, an undesirable thing, and so he's gonna rebrand it. X. No more tweets. No more tweets.
Well, I was gonna say real quick. He kept talking about when he was gonna buy Twitter. He kept talking about y'all gonna be surprised when I get rid of this site. Y'all gonna be surprised when I sit on this site. Fuck this site. This site ain't shit. This site ain't shit. Fuck Twitter. Twitter ain't what I like. Twitter ain't. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so he's gonna brand it as X. No more tweets. It's like X notes or some shit. You don't tweet out a video. You put up an X video. and stuff of the like. Now,
I'm a 32-year-old bachelor. That sounds a little different to me.
Well, it's a nice social hub where you can find a lot of things, not to be confused with some derogatory hubs out there or anything of that note. No, you can just put up your X videos on X, okay? Get your illicit content out of here. I can't. It's so stupid. So it probably won't work anyway because stuff like Twitter Japan would have to become X Japan, and they literally legally can't because there's a band called X Japan that has the copyright to the name X Japan. So they'd have to change the name of what Japan X. I would be surprised if that's also not a thing. Also, I'm pretty sure someone said he wants to make a thing called just straight up X Corp, and I'm pretty sure that if someone wanted to be like, when I think X Corp, well, I'm a weirdo. I think X Corp, I think something related to X-Men. Like, it's just X Corp. And that's literally a corporation that was in the Marvel Universe. X Corp. I'm not sure if they had any comics about them. There's X Force, X Factor, Excalibur. I'm not sure X Corp got its own thing. But that's neither here nor there. Or maybe it is, because X is about to be everywhere. And whether you don't want the X, Elon's gonna give it to you. So, we're here. It's been a minute. You shut up. We even mentioned DMX earlier. Don't you fucking sigh.
I didn't say shit. I was letting you get your rant in, and I was not interrupting you.
Body language spoke volumes.
Because I sat up here and gave a dismissive handshake. The dismissive handshake was silent. So
body language spoke volumes. No. So anyway, to the idiots on Twitter, a specific brand of idiots. All right. So this is directed to One Piece fans, and I say this as a guy who for the past X amount of episodes, there goes that letter again, has had
I was thinking
Chopper
it too.
appear on the screen. Okay, I'm addressing One Piece fans and letting you know I'm a One Piece fan. All right, and this starts off as One Piece fans, but it's pretty much everybody out there. It's okay to like something and it not be the most popular thing ever. Okay? You don't have to sit here and outright scream from the mountaintops as you try to lie to people and try to convince them that your thing is the most iconic thing ever. I'm sorry, Monkey D. Luffy, nothing that character ever does is gonna be halfway as iconic as, damn, he's not even on here, but motherfucking Kakarot or anybody on that fucking poster. Okay? I don't care how many issues One Piece has sold. I don't care if, as a comic series, when it comes to copies of comics sold worldwide, I don't care if One Piece has outsold Batman. Okay? It doesn't matter how many comic sales it has. It doesn't matter how much better the writing may or may not be. I'm on the side that the writing is technically better in One Piece. Guess what I have behind me? Do I have anything One Piece related behind me? Yes, I have the Mera no Mi. Aside from that, I have something that's actually recognizable by people, and it's a Dragon Ball Z poster. Hell, the duck on top of the fucking liquor thing is more recognizable as a fucking duck than whatever the fuck the Mera no Mi is. Alright? Nothing about One Piece is iconic because half the world doesn't fucking watch it. So stop posting, because every day, all I see in my Twitter feed is, oh, Luffy doing this, more iconic than Dragon Ball will ever be. Dragon Ball fans salty. Nigga, shut up. A whole fucking hemisphere doesn't give a shit about your series, about our series. Because again, I like One Piece too. I'm a bigger fan of Dragon Ball, but I like One Piece too. Okay? And again, I say for the people who are like, so you have a chopper. You have a chopper on your screen, and you're gonna claim that you're a big enough One Piece fan. Clearly, you're just a Dragon Ball stan. First off, I'm not a stan of shit. You shouldn't be a stan of shit either. Stan's an insult. Go look up the fucking song if you don't believe me. The man killed his wife, unborn child, and himself because Eminem wouldn't respond to his fan letters. That's not something to aspire to be. That's the whole point of the fucking song. The whole point of the song ends with Eminem going, nigga, you stupid for doing this shit. Don't be like this one guy I found out that killed himself. Oh, wait, that was you. Too late, you dumbass. He didn't phrase it that way, but you get it. Anyway, I got distracted. But like I was saying before, people go off saying, you know, oh, you say you're a One Piece fan just because you got a chopper. No, when I say I'm a One Piece fan, where the hell are sounds? There we go. When I say I'm a One Piece fan, I mean this is my ringtone. Can you play it? For the like two One Piece fans who watch this, if any, y'all know what song that is. That's fucking Frankie's theme. So again, I like One Piece. And even I am saying, shut the fuck up. Half the world doesn't give a damn about your series. On this side of the planet, it's Dragon Ball country. On the other side of the planet, it's Dragon Ball country. You know how I know? Because Luffy's just Pirate Goku. I said it. Naruto is just Ninja Goku. And it's fine. They have their own storylines. They have their own character traits that make them different from Goku. You know, Naruto has his whole thing where he would rather talk his enemies down than fight them, despite being super fucking broken, the reincarnation of Ninja Jesus. That's fine. You got fucking Luffy, where, you know, thinking's not gonna get us anywhere, kind of like Kakarot. I mean, they share that trait. At the same time, he's not so much focused on being the strongest ever. This nigga's, you know, he's not being the strongest for strength's sake. He's being the strongest because that's the only way he can protect the people close to him. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. He's the strongest because he needs to be. Because if he ain't, him and everybody he know gonna get bodied and murdered. Because he chose this pirate life. Okay, so they have their own little different things about them, but at the end of the day, Oda and Kishimoto both looked up to Toriyama, especially Oda. So over here though, people, have you ever heard of Gear 5, Jazz? How about Gear 4?
No.
How about Gear 4?
No.
How about Gear 3?
I mean, we can
How
keep
about
going.
Gear 2?
The answer's gonna be. I would say the answer's gonna be no.
Thank you. Hey, do you know what a Super Saiyan is?
Of course.
Does Ibn know what a Super Saiyan is?
I mean, he's friends with us, so definitely. But yeah, he does.
Does your mom know who Goku is?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because I put in the song, and that one song I made, Goku ain't got shit on me, because I knew everybody would know Goku. So yeah, I did that because I knew everybody would know Goku. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. My dad had heard of Goku. He didn't fucking like it, but he had heard of Goku.
My mom went to Japan, asked me what I wanted her to bring me back. I told her a picture. I sent her 2 pictures and said, if you can find me a figurine of Vegeta, this would be cool. She brought me back a Goku statue, not because she got the pictures confused by looking, but because she forgot I sent the pictures, and she was just like, because I also sent 2 pictures of Zoro from One Piece, but what she remembered is he liked Dragon Ball, and she brought me back a Goku statue.
Everybody knows Goku. Yeah.
So ain't shit that, like, everybody knows Goku. Fucking South America Tournament of Power fucking finals. The Kakarot versus Jiren, the final episode of Dragon Ball Super gonna air, or the final episodes of Dragon Ball Super gonna air. They're fucking congregating in the streets and watching it projected on the side of a giant building by the hundreds and thousands in fucking like some South American country. I remember seeing the photo when it was happening, and they were fucking advertising that shit like it was a boxing match. Nobody gives a shit about Gear 5th. Nobody gives a shit about any of Luffy's gears. Nobody gives a shit about One Piece, okay? Deal with it. It's okay. You can still like the series. I still like the series. I'm not here on Twitter every day constantly telling everybody else their series sucks. Just because you like something doesn't mean you have to say that everything else sucks just to justify you liking it. You don't have to justify your liking it to nobody. Enjoy your shit. And shut the fuck up. Now, I say this to One Piece fans, but it goes to just about everything. I don't really give a damn about a lot of your opinions on anything. Can you understand that 2 things can be true? This thing can be good. This thing can also be good. Just because I like this doesn't mean that series is terrible, nor just because I like this does this mean I have to make this out to be the greatest thing of all time just because I like it. Because it ain't. So yeah,
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Mad. I realized I started talking in circles.
I was listening to.
That said, I'm hyped for the Gear 5th episode coming out soon. I'd say it's spoilers to mention it, but god damn it, people. Japan posted a trailer, even what it looks like already. It's like, damn. Because, I mean, it happened in the manga already. I'm just waiting to see it in the anime. But there are people trying to hype this up, and I just see the same post every day. Like, there's like 2 or 3 people, or not 2 or 3, but a bunch of people posting the like same kind of thing. Like, this is greater than this. How dare you? This is more, I think. And America, I'm sorry, North America, sure as hell don't give a fuck about One Piece. Because of foreign kids and because of shit I've mentioned in the past and just poor management altogether, this is Naruto. If this ain't DBZ country, it's Naruto country. And if it don't belong to him, because it does, if it don't belong to him, it belongs to fucking Demon Slayer or some Attack on Titan shit from like the new Zoomer shit that they like, where it's like animation is better than story. I'm not saying that Attack on Titan doesn't have good story, because I just said earlier it's a very well written story. But Demon Slayer, I've heard mixed things. Like, all I've heard about Demon Slayer, I hear very little about the story except for a spoiler by Wade Barrett, which was hilarious. Yeah, during a match with Selena Vega came out dressed as a character from the series, and Wade Barrett goes, and Selena Vega coming out here dressed as this character from Demon Slayer, a character who dies in the anime, by the way. So that tells you anything about her things.
Did he spoil it on purpose, like to be a dick?
I don't know. It doesn't matter if he did. If he did it on purpose to be a dick, he's Wade Barrett. He's a heel. If he didn't mean it, if someone wrote for him to say it, well, he's Wade Barrett. He's a heel, and he's still being an asshole, spoiling it.
Well, no, because I'm saying, did he happen to just like say it and then not realize, like, oh shit, oh well, fuck it, or was he purposely trying to be an asshole and be like, fuck y'all?
I don't know about that. I think he was just trying to say Selena Vega wasn't winning that match. Because that's how he used it.
That. I get
that's all he was really trying to say. But it's just funny that he just dropped a spoiler for the series in the middle of a fucking Women's Royal Rumble match. Or some women's match where Selena Vega came out cosplayed as an anime character. She does that with video game and anime characters often.
Yeah, she does the cosplay a lot. Yeah.
But that time, the Demon Slayer thing, a character who dies in the anime, by the way.
What's the name? Hikaru Shida came out dressed as Tifa Lockhart from one of the fucking
sure did
Final Fantasy. Yeah,
one of them.
One of the characters from Final Fantasy. One of the Final Fantasy. I don't know Final Fantasy like yo ass. I'm assuming it's 7, but I could be fucking wrong.
Let's say there's a safe assumption.
I just say 7 because 7 is like the most iconic one that if anybody brings up Final Fantasy, it's gonna be 7. And if it's not 7, it's probably 10. Those are like the only Final Fantasies anybody ever really talks
about. Okay.
So,
but you still knew it was 7. So just say 7.
Well, I didn't know it was 7. I assumed, motherfucker. I don't give a damn.
You assume because it's the right answer.
This is dumb as shit. Now you want to talk about talking in circles? We about to start talking in circles right now.
Walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in circles.
We want to talk about some millennial life. That was some grown up millennial shit.
Very least Gen Y, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, why are we still going on? Is it? Is it?
Generation Z and Zoomers are the same thing.
Yes.
Millennial and Generation Y is the same thing.
Millennial does not start with Y. That, okay. And I don't know about you, but I was born before the new millennium. Well before.
That's the point. That's the point.
No, it's not. It's not pre-millennial.
We were born before the millennium and then grew up as the millennium. Like after the millennium, after 2000 hit, the new millennium, that was when we were growing up. We grew up in our childhood and teen years, in the new millennium.
My childhood,
which is
not.
I said childhood and teen.
My childhood, yeah, your childhood and teens.
Come at me. I said childhood and teens.
Yeah, your childhood and teens.
No, because your childhood years are right before 2000, and then your teen years took place.
My childhood did not take place, but my childhood did take place after 2000. You said your childhood and teen years.
I said what before? No,
and teen years.
You didn't hear what I said.
And during the
when you listen back to this, if you do listen back to this, when you listen back to this,
either way, millennials, as far as I'm concerned, is a mindset.
You don't like the term millennial for what millennial. No, I'm saying because of the connotation that millennial has taken. But if you take the connotation out and just speak from it from just the black and white of what the term means, not what people have put on it as far as like political shit, mindset, derogatory. But if you just look at it point blank as what it is Generation Y. It is the same year. They call it millennial for that reason. So yeah.
I still don't think either you or I are millennials.
You can say we don't. You can say we don't. We might not think like them.
We don't think or act like them.
But if you want to look at it for what it's supposed to mean in the concrete level of just this year to this year is when you were born, then we are millennials.
Bill's not a millennial either. I just want to say.
Okay,
Bill's Gen Y like the rest of us.
Me, you, Bill, Ibn.
Yeah, some of my friends of mine. Now I do have some friends that are millennials.
A lot of your orange cast peeps, we are all millennials because we were born and grew up in those years. Working. Huh? It's just like, yeah, you know, I get what you're saying.
Millennials a mindset. Don't let people tell you what you should be.
It's some words that people have kind of taken what it's supposed to mean and then flipped it on its head to make it be an insult and whatever. But if you take away the insult and everything and all the other connotations put on it and look at it in just the concrete fashion of the definition, there you go. That being said, if you want to concretely in a beautiful fashion, go ahead. You can check us out on our respective socials. So if you want to, you can go ahead and check your boy out. First off, I started a production company. So go ahead on Facebook, look up Aquarian Rising Production. Find that page and go ahead and give it a like, and therefore you can stay up to date with everything that will be happening with their production company in the not too distant future. By not too distant, I mean very near, hopefully. But anyway, yeah, we'll make that happen. Just stay up to date with whatever I'm doing on there. All that being said, also, I somewhat alluded to making music. You can go ahead and find your boy anywhere you stream your music, any of those platforms. Look me up under the name Super Jazz. That's SUPERJAZ. A few years ago, I dropped my debut solo album, My Secret Identity. You may have to put in Super Jazz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not that famous yet. Also, you can go ahead and find and follow me on Twitter, ? But go ahead and find and follow me on that app under the name Super Jazz 2. That's Super Jazz number 2. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram under the name Forever Super Jazz. The word forever is spelled correctly. Where can they find you, man?
Well, y'all know y'all can find me, first of all, here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under Feo Grande. That's Feo Grande, all one word. I am also on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. Do I have an Instagram? Maybe, but I don't know how to use it, so no.
You definitely followed me back or followed me on that motherfucker like a week or two ago,
well, and I was like, "Oh." Turns out people in LA don't really like to share contact stuff with Twitter. They prefer Instagram out there. So
apparently, I'm seeing now. Speaking of how things are changing with the new generation and shit, I'm seeing now that apparently if you approach a girl now, instead of exchanging numbers, sometimes they might exchange numbers, but for the most part, they want to exchange Snapchat and Instagram.
Oh, no, I don't have any Snaptagrams. I just got Instagram.
But I'm just saying, it's like, hey, yeah, you want to hang out? Yeah, let me get your Instagram. That's what people say when they pick up, try to approach each other.
I don't have the meta snaps. The threads. But anyway, this is
all that being said.
This is like a string. Or not a string, like a rope. It's not a thread. It's where I'm getting.
It's several threads that make the rope.
But it's not a thread now, is it?
No, it's not. But all that being said, whether it be about threads or Twitter or X or what people are doing on said website that apparently is some shut the fuck up tendency from what I'm hearing. Whether it be about,
can make some X videos about them.
Whether it be about Wu-Tang and unique sounding rappers and Mystical and ODB and people who don't sound like said rappers. Whether it be about holding on to your motherfucking whether it be about holding on to your credit cards and debit cards or losing them motherfuckers inexplicably in the night from the goddamn card thief gremlin. But whatever it be about, what we gonna talk about next?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness.